What's going on, guys? So we just got some cool news this week about DC's Suicide Squad. The casting, a little bit about the plot, but I have a question. What the F is Suicide Squad? What's it all about? Some of you might be asking the same thing, and we have a cool panel to break it down with. First, he writes for DC. He writes the Batwoman comic, Wonder Woman 77, and he's also a New York Times best-selling author. Mr. Mark Andraco, welcome back.
Thank you, Hal. Always good to see you.
Heck yeah. And he is a screen junkie, part of the family. He produces movie fights, and he's an all-around swell guy, Jason Inman. Welcome to the show.
Glad to be here.
So Suicide Squad, they're villains who are hired by the government to go on secret missions. What's going on?
Well, they're not actually hired by the government. They're recruited by the government. And in the original comic done in the 80s by John Ostrander, they were given clasps that had bombs in them. So if they deviated from the mission or tried to run away, they would just kill them.
So that's like the worst possible house arrest bracelet that you could possibly
exactly.
The easiest way I was going to say to explain, if you're out on the street and you want to explain the Suicide Squad to somebody, is just say it's the Wild Bunch with supervillains forced to go on Black Ops missions.
What kind of missions would they go on?
On the missions that the superheroes won't do. Superman and Batman won't kill. So if, in the comic book, they had them, if they wanted to take out a dictator in a South American dictatorship, they would send them
and
down.
that's what a lot of them were. It was just like, oh, there's a terrorist somewhere who runs some weird supervillain organization. Let's get the Suicide Squad to kill that guy.
So let's break down the casting. That's the big news that came out. So Jared Leto is the Joker. You said the Joker might be a major plot point.
Well, I don't know anything for sure, but one of the rumors was, and this makes the most sense, is that the Suicide Squad recruits Harley Quinn to go after the Joker. Because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for DC to introduce the Joker in this new shared universe and have him be kind of an anti-hero, especially since he's Batman's #1 villain. We don't want to see a friendly Joker go fight Ben Affleck in 2 movies.
And the Joker has never been a member of the Suicide Squad in the comics, ever.
Will Smith, Deadshot. So in the comics, he's an enemy of Batman. He's a hired assassin.
He's got one eye.
He actually started out as a vigilante in Gotham. There's an old storyline. Batman and Robin went on vacation, and Deadshot put on a suit and fought crime, but he killed criminals. So Batman, of course, put him in prison, and that got him to the Suicide Squad. So he actually was a hero vigilante.
He's really interesting. He's really a lot more tormented and potentially a good guy buried deeply in there. So I can see why Will Smith would want to play that part.
I actually, when I heard Will Smith was going to be cast this movie, I figured he would be playing Colonel Rick Flag, not Deadshot, because he seems more fitted for that role. And Tom Hardy seems better for Deadshot than Will Smith.
That takes us to Tom Hardy, who's playing Rick Flag, Colonel Rick Flag.
He's basically the field commander of the Suicide Squad.
And he was the original. He was in the original Suicide Squad when it was just in the Armed Forces Division, when it was just civilians.
The man who holds the leash of the criminals.
Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn.
I think it's perfect. She was so great in The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
And I think she's really got the goods. I think we have a potential Charlize Theron, a new one on our hands.
Oh, wow.
And this is one of the great Batman villains that has been deserved to be on film for a long time.
We've never seen Harley Quinn.
Joker's girlfriend, the ultimate Stockholm Syndrome girl who falls in love with the Joker. It could be the breakout role of this movie.
Oh, I think it is going to be. I think she and Jared Leto are going to be the ones that surprise everybody, because Harley Quinn is also a hugely popular character. I mean, the merchandising money they make on Harley Quinn at DC is pretty
distinctive
large.
look.
It makes sense that they're putting her in this movie.
Jai Courtney as Boomerang. You say he double crosses sometimes. Tell me a little
all
bit
the
more
time.
about,
He's the least trustworthy member of the group. He's just a slimy guy. He's just bad news.
And he has no superpowers. He just throws boomerangs.
Yeah, he's like
really.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. But the boomerangs also have like razor blades and toxic gas and explode and that sort of thing. So.
Gotcha. So he's just got a ton of
It'll be really interesting to see how they pull this off and make it actually look cool.
Supermodel Cara Delevingne is Enchantress.
That's a really interesting bit of casting, because this movie will come out, I think, before Doctor Strange. So DC is going to trump Marvel by introducing their magic, because the Enchantress is this woman who's possessed by this spirit, and the Enchantress is just a killer.
She has multiple personalities, and the Enchantress is one of her other personalities.
And she makes Anthony Hopkins' Hannibal look friendly. She's just a psychopath. She's like the atomic bomb. You use her at the last minute.
Yeah. She joins the squad because the Amanda Waller and the squad make a promise that they're like, we'll help you take care of this crazy personality, but in fact they want to use it because she's very powerful.
And then we talked about Amanda Waller, hasn't been cast yet. Who would you like to see play?
Well, of the
Amanda
names,
Waller?
I mean, there's so many great African American actresses that can play the part. There's Octavia Spencer, there's Viola Davis, but the most and there's CCH Pounder who voiced her in the Justice League cartoon. But the most interesting name in the mix for me is Oprah Winfrey. I think you know. It would up her hip factor substantially, and she's a damn fine actress.
What's Amanda Waller's backstory?
She's basically just the ultimate government agent. Like, she's killed who she's had to kill to get to the point where she is, and she doesn't take any crap.
Yeah, there's a famous cover from an issue of the original Suicide Squad book with Batman and Amanda Waller, and it's her just going like this. And she's this short, kind of rotund black woman in a skirt and heels, and she's like, yeah, she's
so badass
terrifying.
she figured out Batman's identity.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And used it to threaten him.
Damn.
Yeah, she's a great character.
How do they all fit together in?
Well, they don't. That's what makes the movie. They don't. It's not like, you know, superheroes all tend to have coffee clutches together, but these supervillains, they don't hang out and talk about the heroes.
They don't go for shawarma after the mission is over.
They're all out for themselves.
And they're all trying to figure out, how do I escape? When we're out doing our missions, how do I escape? How do I get rid of this collar or this bomb?
What do we think this movie is trying to set up for the whole DC slate?
I think it just opens up the doors. I think it shows that they're going from the Superman franchise is standing alone and Batman franchise is standing alone to really opening up and catching up to where the Marvel Cinematic Universe is. Because there's also talk that Lex Luthor is going to be in this. They're in negotiations with Jesse Eisenberg.
Yep.
And allegedly there's a reference to the Joker in Batman versus Superman.
And if they do the Suicide Squad's first story in the storyline called Legends, the Suicide Squad went after this villain called Brimstone, who in the story you found out was a minion of Darkseid, which could set up Justice League down the line.
That would be super cool. So to sum up, here's what we're kind of seeing as the Suicide Squad movie coming together. Amanda Waller, she's on top. Rick Flag just below her, the point person in the Suicide Squad. And then the members of the Suicide Squad, Boomerang, Enchantress, Harley Quinn, Deadshot. And potentially they're going after the Joker.
Yeah, that's been a rumor that's been bouncing around. No one knows if it's true. It makes sense to me.
Should I be excited about this?
You should.
I'm more excited for this than Justice League.
There you have it. Are you excited about this? Let us know what you think in the comments below. The best comment, we're going to send you a Screen Junkies t-shirt. I want to thank my awesome panel for coming in and breaking this stuff down. Mark Andraco, check out all of the comics and cool stuff he's a part of. Jason Inman, check him out on Movie Fights. He won the last movie fight, which pisses me off. I want to thank you for watching. I'm Hal Rudnick. Hit me up on Twitter. Bye-bye.
So you just want the same plot of the first movie, but with a packed theme park, and that's different enough for you?
Yeah, because that first one was one of the best movies of all time.
See, I don't agree with that. I think you need to
We
change
don't want
it
to
up a
just
little
see it
bit.
again.
That's what Lost World was.
Yeah,